wise men, kings, magi. At Christmas, people often have three kings in the nativity set, and I've got one here set up on the table, and it's got a star above it which the wise men are said to have followed. Well, at Epiphany, many people celebrate the time when the wise men, the magi, the kings, came to see Jesus, to worship him, to give their gifts to him, to give their three gifts, their gold, their frankincense and their myrrh. And they celebrate this by exchanging presents. And this is normally done on the 6th of January. Well, let's see what the Bible has to say about this. In the book of Matthew, chapter 2, after Jesus was born in Judea, in Bethlehem, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chiefs and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. "In Bethlehem in Judea," they replied, "for this is what the prophet has written. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel." When Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared, he sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me, so that I too may go and worship him." After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary. They bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. So the Bible mentions three gifts: gold, a very precious metal fit for a king; frankincense, a form of incense that would be burned and would represent prayers rising up to heaven; myrrh, an ointment put on dead bodies. Because of the three gifts, some people think there were three wise men or even kings. They may have ridden camels or horses, but the Bible doesn't tell us. The Bible uses the term magi, from which the word magic is derived. We know they came from the east, and some suggest the magi were from Persia, modern-day Iran. After following a star to Jerusalem, they met with Herod. He was informed by the Jewish teachers that the King of the Jews was to be born in Bethlehem. Then they quoted from the book of Micah, chapter 5. They went on to Bethlehem, following the star, saw Jesus. We suspect that Jesus was not a newborn baby at this time, but a young child. This is due to the fact that when Herod found out that the wise men had not gone back to him, he had all children up to the age of 2 in that area killed. So that wouldn't make sense if Jesus had just been born like the week before or the day before. It kind of indicates that when the wise men came, Jesus was a bit older. So, the wise men travelling to meet Jesus, giving gifts, how does it apply to our lives? How about if we also worship Jesus? If we give him our daily lives, and in the words of the bleak midwinter carol, we can give him our hearts, our desires, our dreams and plans. It's often suggested that the wisest man in the Bible was King Solomon. He was not born that way, but asked God for wisdom. We too can ask God for wisdom. wisdom for the choices we make, wisdom to do His will, wisdom to follow His plans for our lives, wisdom to live for God's glory. Thank you. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe.